Man, let me tell you, it's already been a rough start to the year. Okay, so I have a quick story to tell you guys today about something that happened last night. Let's just get started. How loud is this? Not loud at all. There we go. There's the sound. Maybe that's a bit loud. Alright, so let me tell you about what happened last night. Is this centered? It looks a little to the right. How about that? Maybe move it up a little bit. Okay, now it looks a little to the left. Ah, good enough. Alright, so last night I had some friends over. I had 2 friends over, as opposed to the usual group of like 7. That's because last night my group of friends, majority of them, they went skiing. Remember how I told you guys about that? They arranged to go skiing for a night. And while I declined in joining, because I am terrible at skiing. So there was no way I was gonna pay to go and do something I'm terrible at, right? So, they went skiing, I stayed home. In fact, 2 of my other friends, they also did not want to go skiing, so that's why I had 2 of my friends over. While the rest of the guys were going skiing, the 3 of us, we chilled at my place. In fact, what we watched was a Netflix show called Zombieverse. It's like a Korean reality TV show. The premise goes like, there are actors who believe they're going onto a reality dating show, but then secretly, unbeknownst to them, they're going onto like a horror survival show. So, like, they had to rent out the whole city. Well, not the whole city. They had to rent out a good chunk of area. That way, you know, no bystanders would realize, like, oh my god, there's an outbreak. Now, I'm not going to talk about every episode, since, you know, we only watched, like, 4 episodes. I will, however, just like to say that if this were to happen in real life, well, I am more than likely going to get arrested, because if I'm being pranked and there's a zombie apocalypse, I will grab weapons and I will start killing. Not living people, but like the dead that are approaching me. Not realizing these guys are, you know, actors in makeup. I would absolutely be bashing in some heads, stabbing through some eyeballs. And it's like, oh, this is a reality show? This is a prank? Oh, these guys aren't real zombies? They're actors in makeup? Oops. And then it's like, you know, survival instincts. I gotta mask my smell, my human smell. So I gotta, you know, kill a zombie, gut it, and then smear myself in its guts. Oh, you're telling me I just gutted a person? And I just smeared his guts all over myself? Oops. So yeah, if that were to ever happen in real life, I'm pranked that a zombie apocalypse is happening, I will absolutely have killed a lot of people just to survive. Once again, not killing innocent living human beings, but like killing what I presume or what I perceive to be zombies. And also, I just want to say, like, if you've seen the show Zombieverse, it's a Korean show on Netflix. If you've seen it, these guys have no survival instincts whatsoever. Absolutely none. They make literally all of the wrong choices. I will say, however, that the makeup department is fantastic. You know, like, you have your main 5 individuals who are the actors who don't know that they're in a reality TV show. At least that's what I was told the plot would be. And then you have other characters along the way who are actors, who, you know, are scripted to at some point be bitten and torn apart and killed. It's like, wow, those makeup packs, not makeup packs, those blood packs and makeup is fantastic. You can't even tell that there's any prosthetics on. But yeah, aside from that, like, they have absolutely no survival instincts. They are terrible at surviving. Characters like idiots on the show literally died inside of a supermarket, where it is a treasure trove of resources. And I'm just thinking to myself, watching the whole time, why don't anyone just kill the zombies, right? Obviously, it's not The Walking Dead. It's a reality show. So, but I'm just thinking, nobody even thought of it. Nobody even mentioned it. Like, if we just simply take out the zombies, wouldn't that just make everything easier? But anyways, like, yeah. So, last night, I had 2 friends over. We watched a couple episodes of that. Zombie Verse on Netflix. And, well, the night was going decent. So let me set up a little bit of background info. So, in order to watch the show on Netflix, remember how I said before, my brother-in-law let me borrow his Netflix account. So we borrowed my sister's laptop to have Netflix and then HDMI it onto the basement TV. So keep that in mind. We borrowed my sister's laptop. Well, these guys left at about 10-ish p.m. They didn't leave. They didn't stay too late. They left around like 10 p.m. They left decently early. So, you know, by the time it took me to clean up everything, change my clothes, get settled down, it was like 10:30-ish. So I figured, like, well, I still have a little bit of time. I'm not gonna stream anything tonight since it's already like 10:30. Then again, in hindsight, I probably could have. Oh well. So yeah, I wasn't gonna stream anything. I still had time before, you know, my family, quote-unquote, wakes up from their nighttime nap. Before, you know, they claim ownership of the living room TV. So I figured, well, I still haven't watched the newest episode of Beast Games, being episode 4. So let me, once again, borrow my sister's laptop, HDMI it onto the living room TV, and let me watch the episode before they wake up. So that's what I was hoping to do. And I also want to preface this. Let me finally tell you guys how exactly I'm watching all these shows. I'm watching all of these shows online, okay? I don't watch them legitimately on the streaming sites. Because, well, given how many shows I watch and how spread across they are on multiple streaming platforms, that's a lot of streaming platforms to subscribe to. That's a lot of money just for like one show, 1 or 2 shows. You know, all the TV shows I'm watching, you know how many streaming services I would need to subscribe to? Netflix, Disney Plus, Peacock, HBO Max, Paramount Plus. That's a lot of subscription services. That's a lot of money. So no, I don't have these, you know, streaming services. No, I don't subscribe to them. I did, like, every other year for Disney Plus, but no longer because Disney still pumps out woke garbage. I would not be supporting that. So yeah, I watch these shows online because, well, it's just not realistic to have all these streaming services. Remember the good old days of cable TV? Well, thankfully, after what I'm about to say, it seems like it's a good thing cable TV is kind of dead. But before we get to that, so yeah, I don't watch the abundance of shows I'm watching on, their respective streaming services, legitimately, because that's a lot of streaming services to subscribe to. It's just too much money. And it wouldn't really make much sense for me to subscribe to each platform for like a month just to watch a show and then be like, alright, well, I spent like $5 to $10 a month per service to watch all these shows. Oh, with different shows coming out a couple months from now? Oh. Right? It just wouldn't really make sense. So I watched them online. And, well, you don't need me to tell you that watching these shows online has its fair share of risks as well. Because, there is that caveat. You watch these shows for free online and risk a bunch of viruses and malware, right? Because all of these websites, they always have pop-ups that the moment you even try to press play, there's a pop-up. You try to press on the search bar, there's a pop-up. You try to press play, there's a pop-up. You try to full screen, there's a pop-up, right? So, it is risky watching these for free online. And that's where using my sister's laptop comes in. Because my sister's laptop is, one, very old, like a decade old, older than my laptop, which is a decade old, or getting up there. It's like 8, 9 years old. So yeah, the reason I use my sister's laptop for this is, one, because it's old and that's not her primary system that she uses, right? It's not the one that she uses for everyday work. This is her old one that she uses for shows. And that's point number 2. She already uses it for shows anyways. She already uses it for movies and shows with the pop-ups. So, I'm not going to risk my stuff, my old laptop and my brand new PC getting a virus when I could just use hers, when she already does it. So that's why I use her laptop. So now with that long exposition out the way, so yeah, that's why I use my sister's laptop to watch stuff and HDMI it to the living room TV. So what happened last night? So after my friends left last night, like I said, it was like 10:30-ish. I figured I would still have time before they woke up from their, post-dinner nap. They wake up around like 11-ish to 11:30-ish. And then they watch TV until like 1 in the morning. My mom and sister watch like their K-dramas together. Every now and then my dad will join them. So, I watched Beast Games from like 10:30 to 11, so I was only like halfway into the episode. Yeah, just about halfway. Just about halfway into the episode. 11 p.m., my sister comes down. Without even asking permission, she just she just instantly stops the show and just turns on her own. She basically just said, alright, get out, it's our turn. That's a bit of a dick move, even though in her mind she sees it as totally just. Because in her mind, she sees it as, well, it's my laptop, and this is our TV time. It's our time to watch TV, get lost. You're not allowed to watch it. So, naturally I'm upset. I was here first. I was in the middle of a show. You just abruptly stopped it and changed it to your own stuff. Right? Yes, I get the argument it was her laptop. But that still doesn't seem right in my mind. You don't just stop a show halfway and just change it. So naturally, I get upset, right? And then we started arguing back and forth. Yelling back and forth like her yelling, "It's my laptop, you are not allowed to watch this at this time, this is our time." And then I was yelling like I was here first. You know, I was already using it. You know, she doesn't care if she abruptly stops it for me, so why should I care if I abruptly stop it for her, right? And yet I'm pinned as the villain because I was watching shows during their quote-unquote time. And then, you know, there was just some, like, unrelated jabs thrown back and forth. You know, she was saying, like, "I don't know how you're ever gonna find a girlfriend with, you know, the way you act." And then I just threw it back at her. "I don't know how you're married, given your ego and attitude." So, clearly, my entire family does not like me using the living room TV. You know, the other night when my sister wasn't even home, she was at her husband's place, so she wasn't even home. The other night, I was watching Squid Game Season 2, exactly doing the same thing. Only this time, I was watching it legally. You know, my brother-in-law let me borrow his Netflix account. So, yeah, my sister wasn't home, so I was just watching Squid Game on the TV. It was like midnight, and then my dad came up to me, and he was asking, like, "Son, can't you just watch this on your computer? Like, you know how I have a brand new PC now?" He was just asking me, like, "You can watch this on your computer, right?" And I'm trying to focus on the show. I need to read subtitles. You guys know how bad I am at reading. So I get kind of annoyed, like, "Dad, please don't bother me right now. Please don't go away. Dad, do you want to use the TV? Like, can I not just watch a TV show on the television in peace?" So yeah, my dad, he clearly doesn't want me to use the TV either, even though he's a lot more tame about it than my mom and sister. I get his perspective, like, you know, a long day at work, he would just like to unwind and watch some TV at night. But the same thing goes like, well, I was here first. And keep in mind, folks, that I don't use the TV all the time. Because majority of the time at nighttime, I'm here doing this in front of you. So I'm not in front of the TV every single night. It's just every now and then that, you know, when I decide not to do something here, I just watch shows on the TV. And it's like I get, you know, crucified every single time I do. So at this point, clearly my entire family does not like me using the living room TV. I am loathed by my entire family for using that TV. So at this point, it's like, fine. Alright? Fine. I will grant your wish. I am done using that TV. I will never use that TV again. Like, I am done dealing with these clowns I live with. I am absolutely done. No longer will I ever use the TV to watch the shows. I'm done. Like, for real, I am just done. Nobody in my family likes me using the TV. Nobody wants me to use the TV. So, fine. I'll grant your wish. I just won't use it ever again. Even, you know, when my sister moves out, even when no one's in the living room, nope, I'm done. I'm not using it ever again. You guys can have your fun with it. Enjoy it all you want. I am finished. Don't you complain to me, asking me like, "Son, where have you been? You never hang with us. You're never with the family at night." It's like, why the fuck don't you think I am? So, fine. These guys clearly don't like me using the TV. Fine, have it your way. I'll just never use that TV again. I'm done. I'm done messing with you guys. Screw all of you. Enough is enough. I can tell, you know, I can tell when it's time to leave the party because nobody wants me there. Okay? Nobody wants me to use it. Fine. I just won't ever use it again. I'm done. Even if they suggest, like, son, there's nothing to watch. Can you put something on? Nope. I'm done. I'm not even going to bother with you guys anymore. All three of you do not want me using that TV. Help yourself. Enjoy it all you want. I am done with all of you. So, yeah, I'm no longer using the living room TV. I am absolutely done dealing with these bozos. Not a single one of my family members likes me using the TV or wants me to use the TV. Fine. Fine. Okay? Have it all you want. I'm done. I'm not dealing with you guys anymore. And you know, some would see this as me just giving up, me throwing in the towel, like, alright, yep, you're just gonna let them win. Don't fight back, don't fight for your own right or whatever. Well, at this point, what can I do, right? I'm done with them. And see, that's why it's kind of a good thing cable TV's kind of screwed. Like, there's no more cable TV shows for me to watch. Except for, like, Walking Dead's every now and then. So, but yeah, I'm not even going to watch Walking Dead on cable during the release on Sunday nights on that TV anymore. Like, during dinner, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not dealing with them anymore. This is why it's a good thing that the Arrowverse is over. Other cable shows I used to watch are over. Well, you can have your wish granted all you want. I'm not using that TV anymore. Remember, my family? These were the same people who pinned the blame on me for wrecking the previous television. Blaming me that I gamed on it too much, I burnt it out. So, I'm done with these guys. I'm done using that TV. Screw all of them. I'm done. I'm no longer using that TV. I'm just going to watch all these shows on my own. I'm going to squint and burn out my eyes watching it on my tiny phone screen. I'm done. I'm not messing with them anymore. Have it all you want. Like I said, even when my sister moves out and, you know, nobody uses the TV anymore, nope, I'm done. I'm done. Never again. And yeah, my sister and I did have a fight last night, so I'm not talking to her right now. Like, I am done with her. I'm done with her attitude, her ego. I'm done with her right now. I'm not talking to her for a while. You know, she sees what she did as just. You know, she sees herself as what she did was in the right. She thinks like, I don't see what his problem is, why he has such an attitude. This is our TV time. This is the time that we use the TV. So I don't know why he's mad that he's butting into our TV time. So, you know, every now and then, if I would like to watch a TV, nope, that's illegal to the law, officially. So I'm absolutely done with these bozos. Never again will I watch on that TV. Never again will I watch anything with them. I'm done. Even after dinner time, they're like, let's watch a family movie together. Nope, I'm done with you guys. You guys don't want me to use that TV? I'm done. Never again. And I'm sure if my sister heard all this, she's like, fine. Have it your way. This is what we wanted from the beginning. I'm sure she'd be celebrating if I said this all to her. She would feel no remorse. She would not feel bad in the slightest. Matter of fact, she would jump for joy. It's like, yeah, have it your way. Be happy all you want. Doesn't matter if I suffer or not, as long as you have everything, right? Well, enjoy it all to yourself. And, you know, folks, have you guys ever noticed this about, like, sibling relationships? First of all, being the youngest in the family, you get shit on the most. And I know I'm not the only one who's noticed that, who's experienced that. Has anyone ever noticed, you know, the relationship roles between brothers and sisters, or just siblings? What do I mean by that? Well, have you ever noticed that when the sibling pairings are an older sister and a younger brother, the older sister's a dick to the younger brother? Have you ever noticed, by the way, not all the times, not every case, but majority, you ever notice an older brother and a younger brother? The older brother's a dick to the younger brother? You ever notice an older sister is a dick to a younger sister sometimes? You know what I've noticed that isn't really that case? An older brother and a younger sister. Now, of course, there are moments where, the older sibling is a dick to the younger one, but like, I've noticed it the least when it comes to older brother and younger sister. All the other pairings, though, yeah, the older sibling's always an asshole. Like, I have friends who have older brothers, older sisters. And yeah, they're not very close. It was even depicted in the Dee Dee movie, right? The older sister was a bit of an ass to the younger brother. I kind of don't understand why the mentality is like, younger sibling, let's be an asshole to them. So, yeah, it's been a rough start to the year. I'm not really talking to my sister anymore these days, at least for now. And this is probably why it's probably for the best that I stay single. Probably best that I'm alone. If the way my sister sees it, how are you ever gonna find a girlfriend with the way you act? Because no matter what I think, well, clearly I'm in the wrong, right? So maybe it is probably better for everyone. Maybe I'll just do the world a favor and stay single, stay alone. So that way no one has to deal with me. Because clearly, well, nobody already really likes me. Not even my own family likes me. How the hell is any woman going to, right? And I'm also done advising my sister like, well, you keep bitching and nagging about why you're not pregnant yet, despite trying constantly. I, amongst everyone else, is telling you, just eat more, you're too skinny to bear a child. Well, I'm done advising her. If she wants to fuck around and find out she doesn't have kids until it's too late, well, don't you come crying to me. Like, I'm done advising you. I'm done trying to help you. I'm done with you. You don't want to eat more, gain a little more body fat in order to hold a goddamn child in your belly? Well, don't say I didn't warn you. And I just know there are gonna be some people out there who are gonna, comment stuff like, "Oh, you ungrateful swine! You have a loving family with you." There are people out there who don't have parents, don't have siblings, don't have any family. You should be grateful for what you have. You should be grateful that you have a full, complete, loving family. And you're right about that. But, as if that means that I'm not allowed to have family problems of my own. As if just because having a family and being fortunate, more fortunate than some unfortunate people out there who don't. Sorry to you guys. As if because I am a little more fortunate in having loving parents with me, that, absolves me of any problems I may have with them. Well, the music's already over. What can I play? I have no idea what to play now. Well, I suppose now that I'm done talking about this, let me show you guys some stuff that I've gotten in Pokemon Go. Because I'm too lazy to edit in the screenshots afterwards, let me just show you this way. So I don't remember if I showed you guys or told you guys about this. I got a Hundo Grimer, a little while ago. I got a Hundo Grimer. And then a Cryogonal here. I got this yesterday. A Dynamax Cryogonal, might I add. So close to a Hundo. And speaking of a Hundo, earlier today, I got a Hundo Dynamax Grookey. My first ever Hundo from a Dynamax adventure. What? From a max raid. My first ever Hundo from a max raid in Pokemon Go. To this day, I still have not gotten a Hundo from a raid at all. Any raid. A 1-star, 3-star, 5-star raid. Never once have I gotten any Hundos. Well, and that's not all. Earlier today, you can see here, I got this shiny Voltorb yesterday. Today, I got the shiny Snubbull and another shiny Voltorb. So, yep, shiny Voltorb guy is back, thick wrists and all. So, yeah, that's just the stuff that I've gotten in Pokemon Go recently. I'll fix the camera in a second. I see it's tilted. Oh, I feel so bad for my brother-in-law. He has to deal with her for the rest of her life. What? The rest of his life. My entire family, my parents and I, we joke around, like, how long is he gonna put up with her? Like, we all know how much of a bitchy attitude she has. So it's like, how long is he gonna put up with her before he says, like, alright, I can't deal with you anymore. I can't believe I ever married you. I don't want to put that out there, put that into the world, but I also can't help but think. Just like my parents can't help but think that sometimes too. Given her attitude, given her ego sometimes. Does that look straight? Maybe a little more this way. Which, by the way, I also did get one shiny Sneasel already. It was actually in the batch of eggs that I got last time. I got it the following morning. It was actually early on into the eggs. It was just a handful of eggs into like the 3 picnics worth of batches. So I already got one of the 3 shiny Hisuian Sneasels I need. Okay, the first one was a female, so I need one that's a male. At least one that's a male, and then the third one doesn't matter. Because Sneasler doesn't have a gender difference, but Sneasel does. I would show you the Sneasel, but I am breeding for more eggs right now. In fact, I got 20 minutes left on the sandwich. You know, I was also mistaken today. I thought today was Community Day in Pokemon Go. No, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Community Day. Tomorrow, on January 5th, will be Sprigatito Community Day. This one in particular is absolutely worth me spending money buying the ticket. I only buy the tickets for community days I care about. Stuff like the Rowlet and Froakie Community Day, stuff like the Goomy Community Day. You know, the chances are extremely low. However, it's still worth me spending just a couple bucks on the field research. Well, not the research, not the field research. You know, the research. It's worth me spending a couple bucks on the research and, you know, even though the odds are very low, potentially getting a Shundo, or even just a Hundo. The odds are low, but hey, it's worth a shot. Especially on the ones I actually care about. Everything else, I don't bother. I used to buy all of them, and then I realized this is a waste of my money. I don't care about some of these community days. Alright, well, I suppose now that we're over half an hour in, now's a good time to start talking about those shows. So I have, 4, let me think. Yeah, 4 shows to talk about today. We have episode 6 of Creature Commandos. This should be the second last episode. There should only be, I believe there's only 7 episodes for the show. Or at least for the season. Maybe there's going to be a season 2 one day. Or maybe it'll be a one-off. So we have episode 6 of Creature Commandos, episode 10 of Oshinoko, episode 4 of Beast Games, as well as talking about episode 3 of Squid Game Season 2. I'm just going to pour myself some water real quick. Alright, so let's see. Episode 6 of Creature Commandos. Let's see. I believe we open up the episode. Oh, okay, so this episode is primarily a Dr. Phosphorus focused episode. I'm gonna look up the main villain of the episode in the flashbacks because I forgot the name. It's a Batman villain, though it's not a Batman villain I'm familiar with. It's like a mob boss Batman villain. It was like Teddy something. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the character's name. Why can't I find the person's name? Oh, it looks like my dad's home. He went out for dinner. Rupert, that was it. It wasn't Teddy, it was Rupert. Where'd I get Teddy from? Rupert Thorne, that was a character. He's a crime boss villain in Gotham. There we go, Rupert Thorne, that was the character's name. So yeah, this was primarily a Dr. Phosphorus origin episode, or focused episode showing his origin, tied to Rupert Thorne and in Gotham. This is also the first time we're seeing Gotham in the DCU. You know, Gotham looks as dark and gritty as ever. So, let's see. Present day, our characters are still on the run in Pakistan. Dr. Phosphorus ends up hiding out in a family's house with a little kid. Bride and Nina, they go into this, like, women's pleasure club to hide from the authorities. Weasel runs off into the wild, gets surrounded by some wolves, but then befriends them. So Dr. Phosphorus, inside the house of this family, with the child, the little girl, coming downstairs in the middle of the night because she's hungry. So then Phosphorus flashes back to his origin story. So we see that Dr. Phosphorus, real name Alex, I don't think they said his last name. I don't know too much about Dr. Phosphorus. Real name Alex is, you know, researching nuclear experiments. His wife is against it. And then, I don't know all the details completely. However, his research leads, you know, to Rupert Thorne wanting the research for himself and then, you know, in order to sell it. So this is a rather dark episode, like extremely. Rupert Thorne has Phosphorus's family killed, his wife and kid, and then making it out to, you know, frame him to do it. Like his family's dead bodies are there. Rupert Thorne's goons make him smear his hands in their blood and then get his prints on not only the bodies but also a knife, so that's pretty dark. And then they take him to his lab, they steal all the paperwork, and then they lock him into the nuclear test object. Well, in order to kill him, right? Rupert Thorne and his guys are like, well, isn't this a tragic story? A scientist goes crazy, kills his family, and then kills himself in his own experiment. Little do they know, what they did to him turned him into Dr. Phosphorus. So then Phosphorus, now with his skeleton look, he gets revenge on Rupert Thorne. And god damn it, we do not get the pleasure of seeing the eye candy that is Phosphorus getting revenge on Rupert Thorne. Because it happens off screen. We see Phosphorus approach Rupert Thorne's residence, but then it cuts to a news broadcast saying, Rupert Thorne and his family have all been found killed. God damn it! I wanted to see it! Not only did Phosphorus kill Rupert Thorne, he also killed, the goons that were, I guess, like Rupert Thorne's second and third in command or whatever. Ooh, some pretty brutal kills. Hanging one of them off the edge of a building and then, burning off by the ankles, letting him fall to his death. And then another one just blatantly in public, hands on neck, lifting it up and just burning through his neck. Ooh, I love it. And oh my god, I also love this. His descent into madness, into villainy. Because Alex was a good man before his life was ruined by Rupert Thorne. So now he's taking everything of Rupert Thorne's. Whoops. He's like, everything Rupert Thorne has. His business, his money, it's all mine now. Any objections? I kill you. And then we get this awesome sequence where Phosphorus is, relishing in his new life. The money, the power, the guns, the dance numbers. We get this awesome dance sequence, which I can't believe this is so much better than, What If? We recently just saw Kingo versus Agatha Harkness in a dance sequence on What If, and that looked pretty bad. Versus seeing Dr. Phosphorus dancing here, my god, it's such a step up. But then, Phosphorus, his whole operation gets ruined because we see the silhouette of the Dark Knight. This is our first time seeing Batman in the new DCU. However, it's just a silhouette. Batman is standing on the roof. You see, the shit, what are the windows on the roof called? You see him through the windows, lightning strikes, you see a silhouette of a pretty swole Batman. Like a pretty swole figure, intimidating. So yes, our first appearance of Batman in the DCU. They did this so that they don't lock themselves into a Batman design, because, I don't think Batman has even been cast yet. They don't even have a suit design yet. So if they decide on a suit design for animation, they're going to have to do the exact same thing for live action. So that's why it's just a silhouette for now, because they haven't locked in on anything concrete just yet. So that was Phosphorus's backstory. Let's see. Present day, Bride and Nina, who still hasn't done shit yet. I wonder what Nina's role is. She better do something, otherwise why is she even here? Right? She hasn't done anything yet. Oh right, I forgot the stuff about Frankenstein. I'll talk about that after. Bride and Nina, they're hiding out in this women's fantasy pleasure club. A bunch of asshole guys come in. They're being aggressive towards one of the ladies. It turns out he's a metahuman who is totally entitled. So Bride just easily takes him out. Easily overpowers him. Easily breaks his arm. Does a fatality on him. A Mortal Kombat fatality, just rips out his heart. I love it. Let's see. Weasel, after he befriended the wolves and spending the night with them, he then, has his dream about the little girl that he befriended all those years ago, who sadly died in that fire. And then, Weasel realizes that that little girl kind of resembles Princess Ilana. So, is Weasel now going to want to protect her? So we'll have to see in the last episode. By the end of the episode, all of the creature commandos basically reunite. Remember, G.I. Robot's dead. So we get the money shot with Weasel, Dr. Phosphorus, Bride, and Nina, all walking towards the castle, ready to kill the princess. Except for Weasel. We'll have to see what his deal is now. Also, throughout the episode, like more towards the beginning of the episode, Rick Flag Sr. gets brought to the hospital. Economos actually says, like, oh no, not Economos. One of the nurses said a giant, like, 7-foot green monster guy dropped him off. Economos, with the hints given, is like Eric Frankenstein. You know, it was nice enough for Frankenstein to drop off Flag at the hospital first. He did see Flag as his best friend, so at least, you know, he tried to help. Let's see, Flag's back was broken by Clayface. Flag is in a coma, but he's alive. At least he's alive. So, Eric Frankenstein is trying to get to Pakistan to see the bride. He hitches a flight, a private jet, killing the people inside, and then having this, like, psychotic monologue to try to convince the pilots to fly him to Pakistan. Once they arrive, well, Frankenstein pays them handsomely, and then he basically made it home. You know, because this is where Frankenstein was born, as well as Bride. Well, that's primarily most of the episode. It was mostly a Dr. Phosphorus episode. You know, near the end, where we cut back to Dr. Phosphorus in present day, he was playing with the little girl in the backyard. At least he didn't kill the child, right? I was scared throughout the episode, was he going to kill the kid? Because he did say, like, I don't want to risk you telling anyone I was here. However, he is still a father at heart. So, you know, he wouldn't do that. And I'm glad that James Gunn wrote it so that he didn't. So, damn, poor parents. You as parents would be freaked out as well, right? You hear your kid, you know, possibly crying for help. So you wake up early in the morning to see what's going on, who has your child, only to go into your backyard, you see your kid playing with a very green, transparent skeleton man. Like there's a literal monster playing with your child. Like, you'd be freaked out too. You know, it's like, imagine you saw Pennywise playing with your kid. You'd be freaked out. Well, there you have it for episode 6. Yeah, episode 6 of Creature Commandos. Pretty sure episode 7's the last episode. Let's see what else I can play. I can't really think of anything. Well, since I want to listen to some chill music tonight. Well, my sandwich is up now, so let me collect the eggs and then show you that Sneasel I got. Let's see, from that one picnic I got 36 eggs, pretty good. More than the 60 average, which is pretty good. Alright, so here's that Sneasel I got. I already made it at level 100 because why not? Those are the moves I chose because whatever, I don't really care. And yeah, brave nature. Alright, time to do some more Mewtwo resets as well as prepare another picnic. Just trying to recenter it. Yeah, that looks good, I guess. That looks decently centered. Alright, let me prepare another picnic and then we talk about Oshinoko next. You know about Zombie Verse? The fact that they squandered the opportunities when it came to grocery stores and then the gas station. Like one of the characters in the show, he was so fed up with the group he was dealt, so he almost tried to get in another car and drive away. Realistically, you would, like, as a group, drive both cars away. That way you have two vehicles in case who knows whatever happens to one of them. And then at the grocery store, ideally what you do is you clear out the store of any zombies inside. And then you first take care of all of the foods that have a shelf life, like fruits, vegetables, frozen stuff. If the power's out, then the frozen stuff's gonna go out first. Anything like dairy and meats, well, ideally you want to figure out a way to preserve them, and if not, well, consume them quick. However, when it comes to, like, the fruits and vegetables, you plant the seeds. You want to, like, fortify the supermarket, maybe build a barrier around it, find some like soil nearby you can maybe plant the food. Grab as many bins as you can, bins and containers. Fill them up with as much tap water as you can before, the indoor plumbing goes out. That way, you don't have to tap into your bottled water supply just yet. Once all the tap water you collected is gone, then you tap into the bottled water. And you also need the water to, grow your plants as well. So I suppose, if you really want to save on that, you could just pee on the plants. Then again, I don't know if that's really good for plant growth, so someone let me know. Maybe if I make that mistake in the apocalypse, I'm dead. Like, plants need clean water to grow, not piss. Gonna be eating the vegetables and then realize, there's a hint of a urine flavor to this. I wonder why that is. Now, if you're truly desperate, like if you're extremely desperate, one could do this as well. Once you've eaten the once you've eaten, all of the crops, you could dig through the feces for the seeds and plant them again. Hey, survival, You gotta do it sometimes. Majority of us would completely and utterly die, like, instantly if the zombie apocalypse ever happens. Because, most of us aren't adapted to a world where we have to scavenge for our own food. Because we live in a society where there are grocery stores that we're used to always have food for us to purchase. Us humans, we're not built anymore to hunt and scavenge for our own food. There are definitely people out there who still do it. But for the average citizen like you and I, yeah, we're screwed. We're cooked. We're done for. And something that might be an idea that you could use, if you're ever, say, trapped in a car surrounded by walkers, what you might want to do is find things to block the windows, that way the walkers don't look inside and see, hey, there's something alive in there. So you want to block the windows, block any sight, and stay quiet until they wander off. Something like clothes. Take off your clothes and just put them against the windows. Now, that's going to be pretty hard, I admit. That's going to be pretty hard without tape to stick them on. And, you don't have enough clothes on your body to cover all the windows. Alternatively, you could just duck down. Duck down and just stay still for a while. You're gonna have to stay still for, like, quite a long time. But still. You want to survive, don't you? Alright, let's talk about episode 10 of Oshinoko. Finally, an episode where we see Ruby more. It only took 10 freaking episodes to see more of one of the main characters of the show. But hooray, finally. However, first of all, the episode starts off with a continuation on Aqua's search for his father. So he tells Himekawa that they are indeed half-siblings. So he asks about his father. Himekawa's like, not here. This is not a good place to discuss this. Let's go back to my place. Drags the director along too, because he is passed out drunk. So Aqua and Himekawa have a chat. Sadly, Himekawa reveals that not only is his mother dead, but so is his father. So Aqua's father is dead. They're both gone from a double suicide. So now Aqua doesn't know what to do. He has no one to hunt down for revenge. He has no one to seek revenge on for Ai. So now Aqua's thinking, what can I do? There's no one to enact revenge on. There's no one to hunt down anymore. There's no need to go down this path of vengeance. What does he do? Can he now live a peaceful life? Have a second chance at life? Move on? As hard as it is, there's nothing to be done anymore. So he just has to accept it. Except there's nothing left to be done. Like, he can't do anything anymore. So he just has to move on with his life. And live happily. Not be consumed by vengeance. And then we instantly see the shift in Aqua's personality. Instead of always being gloomy and dull, well, not really dull, but gloomy and depressing, because he has this grudge against the person who was responsible for Ai's death. Instead of being vengeful, he's now peaceful. Smiles more, is more open to doing stuff, to going to places. Having fun and just enjoying life. And, well, now we follow the new B Kamachi group. Memcho discusses the YouTube subscribers, like the YouTube subscription numbers. So now they have a plan to rack up more views, more subscribers. Let's do a room tour. I'm glad I don't really have to think about that stuff. Sure, does it suck that I don't get views or subscribers or, money? Yeah, it does, but that was never the point of me doing this. The point was to do this for fun. And there is a hint of freedom to that, where because nobody watches you, you don't really need to bother, right? You don't need to bother thinking about oh my god, how do I keep my views consistent? How do I get more subscribers? Well, I don't have to think about that stuff because, well, nobody really cares about me. Nobody watches me. So I don't have to think like that. I just do whatever I want. I just do this for fun. And if people want to watch, then great. If not, well, not much I can do about that. We then also get revealed that Ruby did indeed try to reach out and find the doctor, Dr. Goro Amamiya, I think that was his name. Like, at some point in the past, she actually did try to reach out and find him. I even mentioned this when talking about Season 1. Like, she never thought to reach out, see if he's still working there, see if he's okay. We, the audience, know that he's dead. But, she doesn't know. You're telling me she never once, in her, new chance at life, tried to reach out? So, I'm glad that they revealed she actually did try to reach out. Unfortunately, though, when she reached out, the people at the hospital were saying, well, a couple years ago, he went missing. So nobody can reach out to him anymore. So that's one of the reasons, it's revealed that's one of the reasons why Ruby wanted to be an idol. Not only to continue her mother's dream, of being an idol, but also being an idol, and why she named it B. Kamachi. Because she knew the doctor was drawn to this particular group because of I. So if the doctor's really missing, he might hear about a brand new B. Kamachi group, and maybe he'll resurface somewhere. Wherever he is, maybe he'll come back. So now it's revealed why Ruby was so desperate to become an idol, and wanted to continue the name B. Kamachi. So, I like that. That makes sense. But I'm just thinking, like, seriously? The hospital couldn't find where he was? They had a whole funeral for him in the first episode. Like, he's just presumed dead. Even though he's officially missing, they, I guess, just presumed him dead. Like, they called off the search over how many years, how much time has passed. Like, we can't find him. We just have to pronounce him dead. Like, we have to assume the worst at this point and pronounce him dead. But yeah, like, the doctor is pronounced dead. I just can't help but think, you guys seriously didn't find him? He ran after that guy, assumingly not far from the hospital. He ran probably just a couple feet away from the hospital. He fell off an edge. Like, seriously? He was right outside the hospital and no one found him? I get it. Nobody would expect to look there, but like, well, would it really hurt to search, like, every area in the surrounding area? Search everywhere in the surrounding area, no matter how unlikely? Like, if it's a small town where that hospital is, and I'm pretty sure it was, because that's why I went to that hospital when she was pregnant, because it's such a small, remote town. Keep away from the press, the paparazzi. So, assumingly, because it's a small town, wouldn't you, like, search top to bottom every square inch of the small town? You're telling me they really couldn't find him when he was just, like, right there, right outside the hospital door? Then again, what do I know? Maybe there was a very high cliff edge. Which, wouldn't you not want a hospital right next to that? Wouldn't you have patients possibly walk out delusional and just fall right off? So, yeah, excuse me. So, yeah, it seems kind of weird to me. Like, he's right there, everyone. It's been, like, a decade and a half. Nobody found him? So, anyways, that aside, I am glad that they revealed Ruby did indeed once try to reach out to him. Then again, let's say hypothetically she did manage to reach out. Like, how would you explain that to someone? Although I think the doctor would actually believe her. It's like, Doctor, my name is Ruby, but you knew me once as Sabrina before I died. I can prove it to you. I can tell you things that only she would have known. Remember how I told you that if I were to die, I could possibly reincarnate as Ai's baby? Well, believe it or not, exactly that happened. Let me tell you stuff that only I would know, because you told no one else but me who was once Sabrina. Like, do you think you would believe someone? Although that, now that I'm thinking about it, that would raise so many more concerns. Let's say in a branch timeline, a Nexus event happened where the Doctor did not die. Well, he's even older now. He is even older now. Let's say he's reaching his 40s. And then this little girl comes up and is like, you know, you're the love of my life. A little girl. Oh boy. Yeah, let's not touch that alternate timeline. Well, I completely messed up. I forgot to collect the eggs from the picnic. Whoops. So, B. Kamachi, they have a plan to boost their own ratings or whatever. Because the songs that they've been saying, you know, Star T Rain, that was for the old B. Kamachi group. That song was written over a decade ago, so they need something original, they need something new. So they asked Mayako, to possibly reach out to artists to write a brand new song for them. Turns out she reached out to the original songwriter who wrote, Star T Rain for the original B. Kamachi, whatever the hell his name was, the original music producer. You know, at first Aqua's like, wait a second, I had connections. Maybe I will get close to him to find answers. Oh wait, that's right. Our father's dead. There is no lead to follow anymore. So, yeah, this dude is still writing music. Now, this is where my knowledge stops. I know more about acting. I know nothing about the music industry. So, you know, after all the years of writing music, he's kind of ran out of things to write songs about. Until Ruby sends a video of herself like, I'm so excited to hear a new song that you've written. Yeah, that sparks a fire in him. Time to write a masterpiece. You know, Ruby, she acts like such a child. She's just like, you need to call him right now and ask him about the song. Best not to rush him, you know, he's probably busy. No, you need to call him right now. I want a new song. And then there was this funny moment where Ruby was trying to actually justify why she needs to call right now. It's like, you said, you know that idols are only popular when they're young. So if we wait too long, then we'll age out of it. And if we wait too long, you know, Mewtwo will be 30. It's like, oh, 5 more years. I still have 5 years before I'm 30. Damn, before Mewtwo is 30. Well, they get invited to, I guess, the original place where they're gonna be singing the music, I think. By the end of the episode, they invite Aqua, since now that now that Tokyo Blade, the play, has run its course, well, Aqua kind of doesn't have anything to do anymore. His schedule is free. He's still a student, of course, but he has no jobs to do. No acting chops. Well, not that. No acting jobs to do. Which also means now Aqua can actually have fun acting, instead of doing it for the sake of vengeance. So Aqua's like, oh yeah, I haven't been there ever since... Yeah. And my schedule's free, so I guess I'll go. So we cut over to that area, and then we finally see this brand new character. This silver hair character who has been in the intro, the opening intro, the entire season. And we're only now seeing her at the tail end of the season. So who the hell is she? I guess I'll find out in the next episode. Yeah, another solid episode. Well, it seems like possibly less Akane and more Ruby for the rest of the season. Maybe. We'll see. Alright. Been listening to that for 36 minutes. 26 minutes. Alright, let's talk about Beast games, I suppose. So episode 4, I swear, Mr. Beast just thinks of more and more creative and diabolical ways to eliminate players. Like, if you thought going into watching the show, like, I can do this, I can win the show, no problem. Yeah, the amount of curveball Mr. Beast throws is just like, wow, never mind. Even as I'm watching the show, I'm just like, oh no, I would have been eliminated long ago. Yeah, in reality, I would have had no chance winning Beast games. Though I suppose someone will, you know? Of course, someone will, and someone did. Because these episodes were shot months ago. So yeah, somebody won, somebody had to win, and one person did get lucky enough. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, at the end of the episode, Mr. Beast said, I hid a golden ticket somewhere like in B City. Good luck finding it. Someone finds it underneath like a pool table or whatever. So whoever gets the tickets first can then invite 5 other people of their choosing onto the helicopters to the 1.8 billion, was it? No, I think it was million. $1.8 million private island. And a chance to compete for it. And if you don't get invited to the island, well, you're eliminated. And then I couldn't help but notice, like, as more and more people were getting tickets and more people were getting invited to the helicopters for the private island, bunch of the women were just saying, like, there's no women being invited, it's all guys. Only the guys are winning and they're just inviting other men. You know, there's no women being invited. You know, this isn't fair. It's like, come on now. Seriously? Like, really? Calm down. Like, honestly, calm down. Like, there are plenty of chances for a woman to win and then invite more women. Like, calm down. Relax. Now, I'll admit, I cannot say this for 100% certainty. If a bunch of women were winning and then we're just inviting more women, I doubt the guys would be like, they're not inviting guys. It's only women winning right now. We gotta change it up. I can't say that for certain because maybe some guys would say that. But like, on the other end, come on ladies, please, relax. Calm down. So, basically, they're playing a bunch of sub-mini games, and, you know, obviously the people who win get the tickets. Now, I might remember this out of order. I believe the first game, and I gotta say, these games are creative. So you get blindfolded, you cannot hear nor see a timer. You're blindfolded, you have a ball in your hand. If you drop the ball closest, like the 5 people who drop it closest to the end of a 10-minute timer, you're invited to the island. However, if you do not drop it within 10 minutes, then you're out. You're eliminated. And if you drop it too soon, you're guaranteed to continue for another shot at a ticket, but then, you know, you lose the chance to get yourself the ticket this game. So, you know, I at first thought, like, if I was blindfolded, I would just visualize a 10-minute timer in my head. Like, absolutely not be distracted by anything. However, this lady had a pretty good strategy, albeit a dickish one, to just shout out numbers and throw everyone off track. It's like, damn, that's evil. And by the end of the episode, that actually paid off for her. It's like, damn. I feel like that was kind of... She kind of didn't deserve to go to that island, but whatever. Yeah, I might remember the games out of order. Up next, every contestant got a golden coin. You know, basically like a gimme ghoul coin. And one person out of like the 110 with the coins, out of 110 coins, one person must collect 100 coins. You all must agree one person gets 100 coins, and then that one person picks others to go to the island. And if you don't pick someone within the time limit, well, the helicopter leaves and no one goes on the island. Like, there were instant chance for this Jeremy guy, because he was one of the people who declined pressing the button to get $1 million and eliminate his team. You already know I would have folded and I would have pressed that button. However, some people did not want to give him the button. You know, they think it's like, wow, this guy has like a cult following. It's kind of creepy. You know, this guy doesn't deserve the coin. He doesn't deserve to win. I'm not going to give him my coin. Like, they were actually willing to not let anyone go on the helicopter instead of just giving it to him. Like, they were willing to take everyone down with them. So, this is where it's like, annoying back and forth. You know, that lady who sabotaged the timer countdown in everyone's minds? She's like, will you bring any women? I will give you this coin if you bring women to the island with you. But then Jeremy kept on saying, like, I don't know. I will leave it up to the Lord to decide. And then there was this other lady who was like, I don't want to say has like a bitchy attitude towards him. Like, I can't lie, I would roll my eyes too when Jeremy, you know, he got all the coins that he needed, and then it was on him to pick who to bring with him. He chose 2 guys, and then he left it up to the 2 guys to pick someone else. So that would have already been 4. 4 guys have been chosen. Jeremy needs to pick a gal. So he picks the, you know, the sabotaging lady. It's like, really? You pick her of all people? But yeah, there was this other woman who kept rolling her eyes at him, like, "Oh my God, he's really gonna put it up to God to pick us all. What a bunch of malarkey, right?" It's like, ugh, putting it up to Jesus to pick us. Just pick someone, bro. You know, like, oh my God, this lady kept on rolling her eyes at him, like she really had a grudge against him. Now, normally I would be probably acting the same way too. It's like, oh my God, this person's praising the Lord. This guy keeps on preaching like that God is going to tell him what to do. Oh my God, this guy. I would act the same way, but in this case, she really, I don't know, she just came off in the wrong way, I guess. Well, Jeremy and his group goes to the island. I believe the next game, I forget which came first. Like I said, the episode was cut off in half for me. I forget which came first. Stepping onto the platform blindfolded, not knowing if someone else stepped on as well, and if you do, like multiple people step on, you're both eliminated. I forget if that came first or, you know, two different towers. You can climb one to continue, or you can climb the other to quit, and you get money to divide. Those who decided to stay in the game had to throw a dodgeball closest to a briefcase, and whoever was closest gets to go to the island and pick whoever also goes with you. People started having the strategy of like flattening down the ball, pressing air out of it first before throwing. That way there's less bounce. It's not a bad strategy, I will admit. Oops. And then there was another game. I think there were 2 more games? One of the games was Don't Break the Glass. So, groups of 6, you have a glass ball to balance. You have to pass it down. If you successfully pass it down without the glass rolling off and breaking, your team progresses. There's no time limit. The last group goes or whatever. So people had the strategy not to pass, but rather just one person balances and wait it out. And then I believe the final game was like, you know, the groups of 6 stand on a platform. All 6 people get the token. You all must agree one person to go. Like, proceed. Collects all 6 tokens and proceed. However, I think there's only 6 seats on the helicopter, and there were like 9 groups. So the first 6 who make it there, they get to go. Those who decided afterwards were too late. And then when they got to the helicopter, like everyone who didn't make it to the island was disqualified. Not disqualified, were eliminated from the game. We go back to the island. So everyone was given a choice. You can compete for the $1.8 million island. And I think if you lost the island, you can still compete in the game for $5 million. Whoever won this challenge would win the island plus continue to try for the $5 mil. Although, if you decline a chance for the island, you can go to an all-expenses-paid tropical vacation for, I guess, a couple of days, while people compete for the island. Like, a bunch of people, declined the chance for the island. I'm not gonna lie, I think I would try for the island. I think I would. So I think there were like 9 people who agreed to try for the island. Their first game, first challenge, was hide and seek. They're going to be seeked out by literal Navy SEALs. And I'm just thinking, like, well, the very blue uniform you're wearing is kind of a giveaway. So I wonder if I was in that position, would I be allowed to, take off the clothes? Or do I have to hide with them? Am I disqualified if I hide with the very blue and obvious uniform? Well, that's the end of Beast Games. Okay, I need to take a bathroom break before we talk about Squid Game. I need to think of some music to play first. Ooh, how about this? Astral Observatory. And it's raining outside. Okay, I'll play this in a sec. One more encounter, and then I go pee. Alright. Walking by, I saw my entire family in the living room enjoying using the TV. Not a care in the world that I'm not allowed to use it. Last night when my sister and I fought, we argued back and forth. I can't lie, I really did want to hit her. I really did want to slap her, or maybe give her a good punch in the face. But, just like with customers, I had to hold myself back. I had to restrain myself and not do that. Because once I do that, then, not only did I cross the line, but, you can't walk back from that. It's not like I killed someone, but it's like, well, the moment I hit my sister, there's no going back from that. The gate has been opened. There's no going back. Pandora's box has been opened. It's kind of like Batman's no-kill rule. Once you do it, there's no going back. Now, I have no reservations about killing someone, but when it comes to, genuinely hitting my sister out of rage, even though she may deserve it sometimes, yeah, that I have to hold myself back on. And I swear to you, how hard I would have slapped her would have sent her flying. Because my sister's not that big or not that big or heavy of a person. I could probably, like, you know, lift her up with one hand. She is that light. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can find a version of the song without the rain. I think the rain sound effect is masking the sound. Alright, let me prepare the third picnic, and then I'll talk about Squid Game. Man, it's been a long time since I heard this song. Oh god, I need to mute it. I just pulled up the episode so that I can go through it. Yeah, it wasn't muted. Okay, so episode 3 of Squid Game Season 2. So now that Gi-hun has been taken back to the games, well, the rest of the crew, they need to find him. Because they know that, well, if he's taken back to the island, he's probably put back into the games. And we know how dangerous the games are. He may not survive. So the games take place throughout a couple of days, like 5 days. So they have 5 days to find Gi-hun. Thankfully, though, he has a tracker in his tooth, so they can follow that. So Gi-hun wakes back up in the games. He is now back in a pretty familiar, unholy sight. So now that we're back in the games, we get the introduction to the games once again. The guard is explaining how everyone's in debt. You all have free will to play the games or not, sign a waiver. You can vote to leave the games anytime. However, this time, unlike Season 1, there's a little change to the rules. It is no longer the one player who wins all the games and survives till the very end gets all the money. Now, the money gained will evenly be split between all remaining players if majority decides, let's end the games. So however money that has been accumulated, if say 100 people decide 100 people remaining are leaving the games because majority voted to end it, that money will be divided by 100 people. So it's no longer one player wins it all. It's now, if everyone leaves, whatever winnings you've earned together gets split. I needed to crack my neck there for a second. So yes, they changed the rules a bit, kinda to spite Gi-hun, since they knew he was coming back. So we meet a bunch of new characters. My favorite in particular is Thanos. I don't know if they pronounce it Thanos or Thanos, like with a silent H. Well, but I think they just call him Thanos. I'm just gonna call him Thanos. Yo, I love this character. This character is great. I love his, like, you know, carefree nature. Apparently he's played by, you know, someone named T.O.P. And then he was a part of a Korean band that disbanded. I don't know. You guys know me. Music ain't my forte. Knowledge to the music industry, that's not my strong suit. I had never heard of this guy and never heard of the band he was with. I mean, of course I heard about the big Korean pop stars like BTS, Twice, Blackpink, and I think that's it. I think that's all I know. I heard of a tease only because of the short that Albert Can Cook and Patrick Zanelli did together. I only heard of them because of that. We also get introduced to a bunch of new characters. You know, and unlike Season 1, I mean, obviously Season 1 you also rooted for the characters. You didn't want any of them to die. Even though in your heart you knew, like, only one person can make it out. So we get introduced to a bunch of characters, like, I pulled up a list of their names. So we get introduced to characters like Myung-gi, player 333, who, you know, cryptocurrency scams, we haven't heard a lot, as if we haven't heard a lot about that. We get introduced to Dae-ho, even though we don't learn his name until I think the next episode. Get introduced to, Hyun-ju, you know, the trans character, player 120. Now, I don't want to say that Squid Game including a trans character is woke. You know, including someone like that for the sake of including. You know, they don't really make it a point. You know, the way that woke does. We get introduced to Yong-sik, player 7, and his mother, Jem Ja. I am pronouncing these names terribly. His mother, player 149. And then we also see Jungbae, player 390, who was the friend Gi-hun had at the beginning of Season 1, during the horse racing. We also meet Jun-hee, player 222, who we learn later on is Pregante. And then we get introduced to this shaman character, this character who is honestly annoying as hell, Sion Neo, player 44. I think later on we're introduced to, I'm just going to list off all the characters we're going to meet. Min Soo, player 125, who is very timid. It's amazing that he survived. We also meet this character who is Thanos' best friend in the game, Nam Gyu. We meet Thanos himself. Oop, hold on, I need to collect the eggs. let's see. We meet a character by the name of Say Me. Player... What is her name? What is her number? Player 380. I gotta say, damn, she kind of bad, though. You know, that short hair. That short hair and the, you know, blessed Korean smooth skin. Damn, she kind of bad, though. She, along with, what was her name? The pregnant girl. Junhee, yeah, she kind of bad, too, I'm not gonna lie. Although I've seen all the memes online, like, they can never replace Cybeok from the first season. You can try to replace, you know, you can try to give us some lovely ladies, but none can ever replace the queen we had in Season 1. I also didn't piece this together. I saw somewhere online. So the character's name I couldn't figure out last time. I think her name is Noel. The lady we follow, who is one of the soldiers, you know, who's looking for her missing child. Her name is Kang Noel. So, you know, could she potentially be related to Kang Cybeok? We'll see. Maybe in Season 3 it'll be revealed. Because there's, spoiler alert, there's nothing revealed in Season 2. Anyways, back to the episode breakdown after all the characters we met. So, we go through, you know, all the characters taking their pictures, and I absolutely love Gi-hun taking a picture, and it's just a big frown this time. I love it. So, yeah, on the floorboard where the frontman stands to observe the games, he then gets prepared for the first game, to watch the first game, which, of course, we know as red light, green light. So everyone is heading towards there. Oh yeah, we also meet this other, like, hot chick who dies immediately, and it's no surprise she died. She died in the trailer. I forget her name. Does it really matter? She dies instantly. The chick that Thanos hits on. Like, really? That's what we call Riz these days? That's what we call aura these days? I'm not gonna lie, Thanos does have aura, but, like, not that kind. He has the lovable aura that you would love to be pals with. Like, yo, can you imagine the blast you would have a night out with Thanos? Yo, he looks like an awesome guy to chill with. Although his aura when it comes to picking up ladies, like, I don't think it's there, buddy. Then again, I can't speak, you know, I got no Riz, I got no aura myself. Any aura I have is, you know, comes off as corrupted. But whatever. You know, we see Thanos try to Riz up this hot chick who dies immediately. Koreans, man, I tell you, Koreans are some good-looking people. They got some blessed genetics over there. Damn. You know, a little side note, I hear from some of my friends who heard online that Korean guys are kind of scummy. Kind of scummy when it comes to relationships, and I'm just thinking, fellas, you are blessed with how good you guys are born. Like, how good looking you guys are born, and you just throw it all away. You know how much I would love to have been born looking good? I would not throw those opportunities away. Whatever, anyways. So yeah, red light, green light. Before the game starts, we actually follow our characters. They're tracking the chip that's inside Gi-hun's tooth to try to find him. Well, they found out that it has been thrown away, thrown into this guy's, like, fishing bucket. So Gi-hun pulls out his fake tooth, realizing that the tracker's gone, and, you know, just like Season 1 where they zoom into his face, Season 2 zooms in and he's just, instead of I'm dead, he goes, I'm fucked. Oh my god, I love this show. I love the characters. And then we see Frontman leave to, you know, go into his lounge to watch the carnage unfold. And then we get introduced to this new character. This new character who has a uniform that is inverted compared to the regular soldiers. The regular soldiers have pink suits, black zippers. This character has a black suit with pink zippers. So, oh, I wonder who this guy is. Must be the second in command after the Frontman. So yeah, as the games begin, Frontman leaves to go watch the show. Just like he did in Season 1, he pours himself a drink. He takes off his mask, and he, you know, pours himself a drink to watch the Red Light Green Light slaughter. Only back in Season 1, they hide his face, because we didn't know who the character was at the time. Now, we've already seen his face, so we get to see his face. See him pour himself a drink. And I've also seen people online point out that he poured himself a drink with his left hand. Now, I'm gonna bring that back up when we talk about future episodes. It's just a detail I never noticed. And, you know, by extension, he shot his brother at the end of Season 1 with his left hand. So he is left-handed. That's a detail I never noticed. That will come back a couple episodes later. So, Red Light, Green Light begins. Gi-hun rushes to the front, trying to yell and warn everyone. Like, you know, this is serious. Everyone, listen up. If you move, you will die. You will be shot and killed, so do not move. Everyone thinks he's crazy, you know. One would think Gi-hun would have warned these guys a little sooner, a little better. Like, everyone, I played these games before. You probably should have led with that. Instead of just blindly going in saying, if you move, you die. Everyone's gonna think you're crazy. Oh yeah, another character we get introduced is this annoying old man. Who is like, what, 10 million won in debt? 10 million Korean currency in debt? So this annoying old man, I can't lie, watching throughout the season, I'm like, man, I can't wait to see this guy die. Yeah, he never did. Spoilers, he hasn't yet. So the game begins. Red light, green light begins. People are doing good so far. They're freezing, stopping. Although that chick that Thanos was hitting on, unfortunately, a bee landed on her neck and then she moves out of fear. And she's shot. Because of that, everyone realizes, oh shit, this is serious. You really do get shot if you die, so don't freaking move. And then we also see the perspective of the shooters. Finally, we see the perspective of people shooting these guys during red light, green light. Because now we're following one of the soldiers' stories. We're following No Il. So we learned that once the giant robot picks up motion, the shooters actually get told which player has been eliminated and which players to shoot. You know, watching Season 1, I actually wasn't too sure if once players were detected with motion and eliminated, if those were even snipers or if those were automated guns. You know, with sensors to shoot. Nope, they're indeed snipers. So No Il, however you say her name, spots someone familiar in the crowd. It's actually one of her co-workers, or previous co-workers before she resigned. It's the guy whose daughter has blood cancer. He's playing the games to try to pay for his daughter's treatment. So now she's, she's divided. She has different interests in mind. She wants to help this guy, or she wants to see this guy succeed to pay for his daughter's treatment, but she also has a job to follow. There was also this moment where Thanos, realizing this is serious, he opens a cross necklace he's wearing, where there are, like, tablets. There are drugs inside that he takes. And I'm kind of surprised the staff let him keep that. I thought everyone was supposed to have a fair chance, a fair shot at the games. Wouldn't someone taking something, be kind of like a unfair advantage? So I'm a little surprised they even let him keep that. Obviously, it makes sense. They don't let Gi-hun keep his tracker in his tooth, but they don't let him keep. But they let Thanos keep his drugs. I'm a little surprised they let him keep that. It's revealed later on another character was also allowed to keep something, though that makes sense. I'll talk about that when the episode comes. So Thanos took his drugs, and then he intentionally pushes a couple of people. Because now that everyone knows Gi-hun is serious and helping them, so they follow Gi-hun's instructions. Stay in a line, get behind someone bigger than you, and, take your time, but if you don't make it there before the timer goes down, before the timer ends, you will also be killed. So everyone forms lines. However, yeah, Thanos intentionally sabotages. We also see him jump up and, clap his feet. I love this guy. Gi-hun also has the rather smart idea to cover his mouth. Like, then the robot can't detect motion. Okay, I've been listening to this for like over 20 minutes. What else can I listen to? You know what? Nah, I was actually thinking of Good Egg. There we go. This is the one I was thinking of. Both are such bangers that sometimes I get them confused. So by the end of the game, everyone makes it over. However, one person gets eliminated, gets shot in the leg, but is not dead. So the timer's about to start. His leg is shot, so he can't get up and move. Gi-hun actually goes back, before the red line, and tries to help him reach the end. Try to help him cross the red line. However, he's already eliminated, so that was kind of pointless. He was already... Sure, he's been shot and he's alive, but he's already been eliminated. So he still would have been shot and killed. We also see that, we also get a glimpse back at the crew searching for Gi-hun. Dude points out, like, who leaked the information? Who leaked that they knew we were coming? Ooh, so now there's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Now there's an imposter among us. So they set that up. It won't get answered until later on, of course. Alright, so all the contestants are back. They do the same thing as the Season 1 characters did. They beg for their lives, like, we'll pay you back, we promise. Don't, please spare our lives. And then it's, everything gets explained. You can compete out of your own free will for the money. We're only trying to provide a service to you, blah, 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 blah. The rules have changed, You can now leave with the money instead of one person wins. They also changed the rules where you vote after every single game. Instead of, clause 3 of the contract, where at any time, if the majority decide to end the game, they can. So this time, they vote after every single game. So they cast the votes, it's long and tense. So obviously, like, the remaining players, they're pretty split on, like, oh yeah, the annoying old guy is also thinking, like, you planted this guy, didn't you? He knew about the stuff, he knew about the games, you planted him to mess with our minds, didn't you? There are people who think that. There are obviously other people who are like, but he saved our lives. He was trying to help. Why are you mad at him, bro? Gi-hun finally reveals, albeit stupidly late, he reveals that he played these games before. 3 years ago he played and won. However, everyone he played with died. So people piece together like, wait a second, if you won, didn't you make it out of here with a fortune? Yes. Yes, I did indeed. Then why'd you come back? To put an end to the games. People realize that, hey, he could, actually I think they realize later on that if they keep him around, it's an advantage. He knows what's coming up. So yeah, they cast a vote. They also point a gun at Gi-hun, like, moving forward, we will no longer tolerate any disturbances in the voting process. Which, fine, I guess is kind of valid. So yeah, they cast their votes, and it's pretty evenly split. Wow, no surprise there. They gotta create drama for a TV show somehow. So, they voted in reverse order of numbers. So Gi-hun, being the final player, 4, 5, 6, he voted first. So they go reverse of the numbers. So, they're down to their second last vote, and the votes are pretty even, Let's see, the votes are like, it's 182 votes on each side. So it's down to the last person. Player 1. Player 1 to be the tiebreaker. They left it ominous. They left it, they made it questionable. Who's player 1? Because we remember in season 1, player 1 turned out to be like the mastermind behind the games the whole time. So, but Eelnam is dead. So who is player 1 this time? Who is the infiltrator this time? Well, player 1 hits circle to continue the games. He turns around, and it's revealed it is the front man. This time, the front man is playing the games and taking the role of player 1. I can't really blame anyone playing the games for not noticing, albeit they are still stupid for not realizing. Like, when playing the very first game, Red Light, Green Light, or even before that, before even starting Red Light, Green Light, nobody out of the 400 people realized, wait, who's player 1? There's no player 1. After the first game, wait a second, you're player 1. Where'd you come from? So, I don't blame them because it is a lot to take in. They're taking to this mysterious place. They have masked figures controlling everything. They're playing for money, and then turns out you die if you lose. I don't blame anyone for not noticing, hey, there's no player 1. Who's player 1? And then once player 1 shows up, wait a second, where'd you come from? But yeah, it turns out player 1 this time is the front man who infiltrated the games. And you know, this time the storytelling is quite unique. Instead of at the end of the season where it's a plot twist that player 1 was in control the whole time, this time going into the season, we know that player 1 is going in with bad intent. We know that he is a traitor. So now it's just like, you know, picking up on the hints. So yes, how is the front man going to sabotage the games? How is he going to do in the games themselves? Find out later in the season. And that's pretty much where the episode ends. You know, the dude that plays the front man, what the hell is his character's name? Or the actor's name? Lee Byung-hun. I think that's the actor's name. Lee Byung-hun. I've been seeing clips of him floating around of him with P. Diddy. I think he did a movie at some point with P. Diddy. And people are just memeing like, what is Frontman doing with P. Diddy? What is Frontman doing with the Diddler? At first I thought it was photoshopped. Or not photoshopped, it was edited. They edited him in from a different movie, them together. But no, I think it's legit. I think he really did do some sort of project with P. Diddy at some point. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Footage resurfaced of Frontman with P. Diddy. It's pretty funny. Well, that's all the shows I have to talk about for today. Next time, well, because next time I do this, there's not going to be a new episode of Creature Commandos or Beast Games just yet. So next time we will only have to talk about Oshinoko and Squid Game Season 2. Or rather, Season 2 of both. Alright, my third sandwich just ended. Let's see how many eggs I collected in total from the 3 picnics. Wow, okay. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 boxes clean. So I collected, I think that's 180 eggs. Oh my god, there's another bot in chat. I gotta remove that. And it looks like the bot's name is in Korean. Wow. Huh? Where's my ban option? There we go. Alright, I'm done talking about the shows for tonight. Let's just chill for a bit. I'm gonna do this until midnight, so in about 15 minutes. Well, I may as well begin hatching these eggs, because they take a long time to hatch. Like, hatch all of them. You try hatching 180 eggs. Let's see how long it takes. Oh yeah, fun fact. You know Mewtwo? Back when Ultra Sun and Moon came out, and I decided I will indeed hunt every single legendary in the wormholes, Mewtwo was the first one I failed. I successfully caught Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, no problem. Shiny Mewtwo, I failed. I reset too fast. I reset over the shiny. So yes, back in the day, I did fail Shiny Mewtwo. Exactly doing this. Well, I spoke more tonight than I did all week. So I'm gonna give my voice a rest for the rest of this. I can hear my family from the living room. I can hear my family in the living room from here. I hear them happy. I hear them talking excitedly about their show. Not a care in the world that, that they have broken me to the point, well, I'm not going to use it anymore. You wish so badly for me not to use that TV anymore? Well, go right ahead. Use it all you want. I'm not going to bother anymore. Screw all of you. You know, at some point, even if my parents go, hey, she's not home, we're bored, why don't you put something on for us to watch together? Nope. Nope, you brought this upon yourself. You didn't want me to use the TV so bad, I'm never using it again. Nope. Screw you guys, find something yourself to watch. I'm not gonna bother. Mm-mm. Nope. Wow, this shiny Mewtwo is pretty stubborn. But I guess it's okay. Long hunts happen. I mean, it's not even that long, right? In total, we've been hunting this Mewtwo for like 4.5 hours. Alright, folks, it's about to be midnight. I think this will be my last reset. Or maybe I'll do one more after. Alright, one more reset. Then I'm gonna call it. Well, no shiny Mew tonight. What? No shiny Mewtwo tonight. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.